Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. We are very sorry it's taken us a long time to get these episodes out for you. We are late. We're a day late here. We took off last week because we had two bears with Tom Segura. If you've not listened to that, you should. And our Patreon episode will be out later today, but we were just finishing up a little bit of a studio revamp and the last few shows on this first mini leg of a tour. I wasn't out there doing a ton of stand-up. I was in a movie that I carried a little bit. Even though it was one scene, it was kind of the glue in the film. And it monopolized a lot of my time, about 3 months of my time, shooting what will be like a mega blockbuster, hopefully. And I was unable to be on the road the way I kind of am. And so we kind of strung together a tour that was all over the place. But a lot of you guys came out, and we sold out Chicago Theater, and we almost sold out the Masonic. There was a few tickets left in San Fran, which is, wow, is that bad over there? You know, it is not it is not a right-wing media narrative that San Francisco is bad. It is truly bad. It is mouth agape. You like the bear from the Sochi Olympics? Thank you, Russia. But it is mouth agape. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like this. Broad daylight horror. And, all the stores are leaving. And so I was really impressed. We did about 2,000 tickets in a city in that condition. That's great. I think that's great. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I think it's going to be the next American city to fall. Remember when Detroit fell? Yeah. Detroit fell. That's how you knew people had given up on the country. Detroit didn't have a police force. It was hard to get water to certain parts of the city. Like, the city fell, and we went, okay, San Fran is going to be the next city to be completely abandoned, which is sad. The food is amazing. We went to a Chinese restaurant, picked it at random, and we went right after the show. Some of the best Chinese food you'll ever have. It's an important city culturally. It's an important city in a lot of different respects, Economically, it was very important to Northern California. A lot of the, tech companies originated in San Francisco. But now it is as bad as it's going to get. I don't know how it gets worse. I don't know what could happen to make it worse. There's nothing to do except go in and then leave immediately. But it is fun if you like a little bit of disaster tourism, which I like. I think, and you got to be sick fucks to enjoy it. But if you're watching this, you are. Part of the fun of the next 30 years in America will be kind of a disaster tourism. Going to the worst places, there will be many, where you have fentanyl addicts in the street. I saw a guy in San Fran. He was shitting and jabbing himself with a needle in his leg. And, I got to be honest with you. Listen, is it sad? Yes. But you have to make the best of it. And I do believe that, part of the next, the next phase of tourism in America will be it's not only going to be let's see the, Yellowstone National Park. It's going to be let's see the city that everybody's fleeing. Let's go to the place that and it's kind of fun. And you get into the Chinese restaurant, you're looking outside, you're what's going on? And then you see the homeless person, and they're they got a thing over them and they're draped in like a cape, but they're still on the motorized chair and they just go by. And then you're hitting the guy next to you. You're like, look at that. We're in it. It's fun. It's a little fun. And you have to embrace it. And I think kind of that's San Francisco's next move. It's like we're a ghoulish attraction. It's become a ghoulish attraction. And it's a little fun, because the food is great and it's fun, but you're always kind of alert. I mean, why are these faggoty Americans going to escape rooms? Why are they manufacturing danger for their sad, suburban, meaningless lives? Go to the cities we've ruined. Go to the cities that we've destroyed with our politics. Go to the places where we've crushed the human spirit and enjoy them for what they are. I mean, isn't that better than doing a dumb escape room or doing something stupid? These people go to haunted houses, haunted hayride. You don't need any of that. You're an adult. Adults should go to Flint, Michigan. And here's actually why you can't get mad at me. Because I know people are getting they're like, oh, this is actually not tasteful. It is, and I'll tell you why. Gawking at the human waste, because it's just a waste of potential of life, whatever you want to say, right? I mean, they are human beings, and I'm not trivializing the problems. What I'm saying is gawking at them in their moment of need actually helps them because the tourism money they need. If you go to Flint, Michigan to gawk at the hell, you're filling up the hotels, you're filling up the restaurants. It's actually good for them. It's actually not what you're thinking. It's the other way. So all these people that are like, well, this sounds actually pretty heartless. So you're telling me I should go with my suburban, comfortably middle-class group of friends, and we should go do a night or two in a disaster area like San Fran? Yes. Yes, because the tourism dollar helps them. And it is a little fun. It's fun because, this is going to sound horrible. At a certain point of drug addiction, and I've been a drug addict, you really are not a person at that point. You're not a person at that point. It's really true. No one wants to talk about this, but I'll do it because we have a beautiful set and we have the Sochi Bear provided by Russia. Now, you're not. I've been there. I have been in the depths of a drug addiction, meaning I was and I think maybe the worst of it was when I was in my early 20s. I was directionless. I was working in finance, and I was doing drugs all the time, snorting cocaine, drinking, smoking weed, taking pills. I was not a human being at that point because you become the drug. You just become this thing that wants drugs, and you want to feel better, and you exist in a binary state of being either high or anxiety-ridden, trying to get drugs. Those are the only two. It's a binary existence. And those drugs pale in comparison to fentanyl or crocodile or whatever the hell's going on in San Francisco, trank dope or whatever the new things are. You can't even keep up with them. So I'm not saying that these people at one point weren't human beings, and I'm not saying there isn't a human being down deep in there. But at this point, they may as well be animatronic. It's a small world. It's a small world after all. At this point, they may as well be animatronic. It's a small world. They're making shapes with their own bodies that no one's ever seen before. The way they can bend and shift and the things they're doing, the way their eyes are darting around, they're wearing this. And it's really amazing, the post-apocalyptic stuff they're wearing. They're doing big hats, and it's very black and large capes. And I like it. I think it's actually good. And they're on the motorized scooter. And I'm going to send you, and I want you to bring this up, and I want you to close up on this woman, and I don't know if it's a woman, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And again, I'm not trying, because This helps them. Do you get it? Are you with me on this? Going and gawking, going and giggling, going and going, oh my God, it helps them. I'm telling you, and I know it doesn't seem like it does. But it does. It does. It does. It does. And I don't know the problem. So here I'm sending this to the good producer. And now I want you to put this up on the screen for everyone to see, because I want you to basically and we're going to close up. We're doing close up on this person here and this woman. Now, again, and people are going to get, I already see people going to get angry with me, but that doesn't, I can't not do what I do here because I'm making sense. Now, I just sent you the close-up version too. The next version is going to be close-up. I'm sending, now, okay, you can do it yourself. Get in there. Get in on her tight. Get in on her tight.
Oh my God.
Okay? Listen, when I tell you, this is one of the better-looking people in San Francisco right now. Now, listen, they go by and they zip by you, and it's fun because listen to me. I know that this isn't, but it's true. Why are you mad at me? I didn't give them the fentanyl. I'm not letting them do this to themselves. I am not letting them do this to themselves. But I like that hat she has. It's sort of that hat with on the top with that. Look at the fit for a minute. Look at the fit, because the fit is actually not bad at all. By any stretch, the fit is not bad. Now, I hope this woman goes to heaven soon, because we have let her, now you could get it away now, but we have let her, here's the problem. We have let these cities descend into chaos. We have let people destroy their lives with narcotics because we feel like it is compassionate to not arrest them, force them into treatment, or put them in jail. And because we have decided that all the problems in America, and there are some of them that certainly come from inequality. We know that. We're not dumb. San Francisco is one of the highest housing, it's crashing now, but it's one of the most expensive places to live. And we know that people can get forced into homelessness because they're in a real estate market that is pricing them out. And we know that, and we're not saying, but we also have to recognize that the homeless problem in San Francisco is not just a function of the rising cost of housing. It is a function of rampant drug use that has been normalized in every part of the city, where people that are addicted to drugs can do them in the street, can buy them in the street, can turn tricks with their bodies and buy drugs immediately after. It's not simply just about wealth inequality, which is a great talking point of people. There's many other things that are going into it. It's an issue of policing. It's an issue, frankly, of what you will tolerate as a city. So I am saying at this point now, absent any other options, going to San Francisco and gawking at the people whose lives have been destroyed by the politics of that city is actually the most humane thing you can do. It is the most humane thing you can do, because otherwise you are ignoring it and you're not spending your money there. And even if you spend your money there, will it help? Not really, but it's better than not spending your money there. They need a tax base. They need something. They need to give someone a blanket. So the reality is, I know that it seems cruel and heartless to suggest my course of action, which is to make San Francisco a tourism hub for people that want to just, they're kind of bored and they want to go there and they kind of want to be like, oh my God. But I'm telling you right now, it's actually great. It's actually the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do because it infuses the city with capital. And if we're not going to solve it, if we're not going to develop better policies, the only thing left to do, truly, is to see it as a kind of a haunted house, like a screen park, to see it as a little bit of a scream park. And to go and eat the good food and the great quesadilla at El Farolito, or the great, and then you come in, and then you're just like, whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that one. Oh my God. And I'm telling you, it actually helps. I'm telling you right now, I've been in car accidents. They suck. And, I wish I had Morgan & Morgan, because the reality is I was in a lot of car accidents. Some of them I may have caused. Bygones, doesn't matter. But 35% of all fatal accidents occur between 6 p.m. and midnight, okay? It's crazy. People age 25 to 34 have the highest amount of drivers involved in car crashes. People age 15 to 24 had the highest rate of emergency room visits due to car accidents of all age groups. You need a law firm. If you're ever injured, check out Morgan & Morgan. I'm telling you, it's more like using an app than hiring a lawyer. It's so easy. Submitting a claim to Morgan & Morgan is as easy as pie. Eating it, cutting it, and eating it, because pie is easy. Morgan & Morgan is a law firm. And you know what they do? They help you because you're injured now and you need someone to submit a claim on your behalf and get paid. Submitting a claim to Morgan & Morgan is easier than stopping yourself from singing at the top of your lungs whenever Sweet Caroline. Here's the point. Are you injured in an accident? Are you injured in an accident? Call Morgan & Morgan. Were you rear-ended? Were you T-boned? Did someone whack you in the McDonald's drive-thru? You've had fake whiplash forever, right? Weren't you in an accident?
It's not fake. It's real.
But it's fake. What happened? Someone hit you?
Yeah, like a Brentwood mom hit me on San Vicente.
And then you've been ringing that. Like, have you sued her?
I haven't sued her. I've been trying to treat.
Call Morgan & Morgan. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Tim or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's FOR, the people, THEPEOPLE.com/Tim or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. The cast of Boy Meets World, who, by the way, look as bad, if not worse, than the citizens of San Francisco. The cast of Boy Meets World, which is a show that I grew up watching, is getting involved in the writer's strike. It is so sad. By the way, LA has been gray now for months because God hates the writers, apparently. God loves executives. Who knew? God loves the studio executives. It has been great. Since these motherfuckers have walked down on their jobs, it has been nothing but gray and overcast. Now, the writers are negotiating for a better deal, which, again, we are supporting the writers. I support them. But I've said many times on the show, literally my best friends are all the streamer CEO executives. So it's like weird. I occupy this like weird middle space. That being said, this is a very sad thing. Here's what happens. This is what happens. Let's just be very clear about what this is. These people are done. They're done in the business. They're done. At one point, they had it all. They were on a hot show. People cared. They had stuff going on. At this point, they are done in this business and their lives are horrible. They are a few steps away from that woman in the wheelchair with the hat. Okay? This is not a nice place when they throw you out. They throw you out. You're done. These people are done. Now, however, they're back in because of the WGA strike. And it's very sad. They do this bit that's not a bit. That's very sad. That doesn't really land. No one knows who they are. They show up to this thing. They're trying to make it like, look at us. The cast of Boy Meets World is here. Now let's get serious. Can you imagine the executives being like, hold on. Boy Meets World is here. And by the way, it's not even Fred Sapp, right? The star's not even there. The star, Fred Savage, is not even there. But I just imagine like Ted Sarandos at Netflix just, outside the window. He's looking down. He's up on his penthouse corner office. He's like, fuck. So they have the cast of Boy Meets World, huh? Yeah, all right. Let's go down. Let's address them. And they all go down to the picket line. But they do this really sad bit where the older brother on Boy Meets World's like, we were on a show in the 60s. They're trying to do this bit because it was the 90s and everything. But close up on them. Let's play this, and I want you to look at the pain in their faces.
We are out here today to support the striking Writers Guild the show?
And I am Ryder Strong.
I'm Trina McGee.
And I am Wilford L. And we were all on the show in the 1960s called Boy Meets World.
Whoa. It was definitely not the 1960s.
Yeah, just let him do it.
Yeah, thank you very much. The 60s were an important time for me. Anyway, whenever we needed clarity in our lives or just some sort of wisdom, we all went to one very specific person, and I think it's necessary to summon him now, if you don't mind.
Oh, wait, Will, I thought you didn't do the call anymore.
I don't, but I think I'm going to make an exception.
All right.
Here we go. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ha Hey! Ha ha ha!
Hi, I'm Bill Daniels, known by many as Mr. Feeney. I have always held writers in the highest regard.
I mean, this is.
So here
I'd rather watch the Ukraine war.
AMPTP. Believe in yourselves, dream, try, do good.
Okay. All right. We can't. Yeah. All right. Thank you. This was very tough to watch. This was very sad. The cast of Boy Meets World, by the way, I mean, belagged, sad. I mean, it's just tough. I would never show up if I was. I would never. I would just oof. Would I leave and never come back? Would I leave and never come back? You know? Yeah. But that's why we can't make cities like Austin these like up and coming hot cities, because that was like the retirement. That's where these people should go after they were like, that was the point. That's where you go. That's where you go. Like after, you did Boy Meets World and it didn't work out. And, but it was just sad to watch them. And they're doing this chant. We all know Mr. Feeney was the principal on Boy Meets World, but no one really gives a fuck. No one cares anymore about anything. And it's just very sad to see them do that bit. And it's Feeney! What do you think happened after that moment? You think Ryder Strong just got in like an old car and lit a cigarette and just stared at the gloom? He was the hot guy, Corey's friend Sean, right? Yeah. You imagine that? I mean, then Topanga was the one with the big tits. What do you think happens after they just get in right? Do you think they carpooled? Do you think there's multiple cars owned in that group, or do you think there's like a one? Do you think they do an Uber pool that Ryder Strong is driving? He goes, all right. He turns to her. He goes, by the way, can you request it? Because I actually have to. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to watch because obviously some of these writers are, they're coming back from the dead. Some of these people, it's like Night of the Living Dead on these picket lines out here. People that haven't worked in forever. People are like, oh my God, what happened to you? And they're like, let's bust them in from San Fran. Some of those people were writers too. But again, we hope this ends soon and we wish them well. I mean, that's all we can do here. It's all we could do. That's another thing. If San Fran is too much disaster tourism, drive by the WGA picket lines in Hollywood and you will see a lot of people whose lives are in disarray. Their lives are in disarray. And by the way, just to make a quick statement, the Ukraine counteroffensive is on its underway. We don't know how they're doing. It's mixed reactions. We can't get anything real in the press. The New York Times, however, is now starting to acknowledge that, like, some of the Nazi symbols on the front line of the Ukraine are a bit confusing. Nazi symbols on Ukraine's front lines highlight thorny issues of history. There's nothing better than the word thorny. Troops' use of patches bearing Nazi emblems risks fueling Russian propaganda. So now, again, this is hilarious. I want you to read this headline like you're an adult. Troops' use of patches bearing Nazi emblems risks fueling Russian propaganda. What about it risks fueling the reality that they like Nazis and or are Nazis, which again, you can say that we have a strategic interest in working with them if you want. I don't know that that's the case. I've argued, quite persuasively on multiple platforms that our strategic interest is actually in trying to de-escalate this conflict. But it's hilarious. This is the paper of record. The New York Times are coming out and they're going, well, because remember when this started, everybody was pinning medals on these guys and, you know, they were showing up at galas or whatever and they were going, these are the heroes and these and you know, all this stuff. And then a lot of people were like, wait a minute, but Ukraine for years, in addition to being one of the most corrupt countries in Europe, was a hotbed, a bastion, if you will, of white supremacy, of literal Nazism, of youth Nazi movements. And I'm not saying we've got a few in this country. The little Nazis are running around here as well, right? But like, you know, they had like Charlottesville 2.0. I mean, so, you know, again, I'm not saying that we don't have those issues, but, you know, for years and years, everyone in the media called everyone that had a differing opinion on anything a Nazi. That was a pejorative thrown at a lot of people. And there were real Nazis. There are legitimately real, you know, people in America that genuinely are down that road, you know, and that's obviously, you know, worth pointing out. But when you broad brush everybody and say Nazi, 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 it cut like calling everyone a racist, or what they're doing right now on Twitter, everyone's a groomer, everyone's a pedophile. We love just one word, and then like the people that are really, like if you were an actual pedophile now, you're probably like, huh, okay. Man, they got a big net here. They'll never get me. But now the New York Times is finally starting to admit, because it's got to be awkward for them, right? Because like they're over there trying to portray this as one thing, this narrative as something. An image of a Ukrainian soldier wearing a patch containing the Totenkopf symbol, an example of Nazi iconography that was posted on the Twitter account of Ukraine's defense ministry, then deleted. Here's the reality. We need to, if you want to make them the good Nazis, make them the good Nazis, but you have to admit that they are not. I mean, it's like kind of hilarious. They're like literally, they've got the patches. They're Sieg Heiling. They're doing all this stuff. And then like the New York Times is like, well, these patches might aid in Russian propaganda. I'm like, maybe these patches are going to make Americans think we shouldn't be dumping hundreds of billions of dollars into this war that is so clear-cut, I guess, if you are 6. Like, if you are a child, like many of the Hollywood celebrities that comment on this war are, then it's easily explained. If you know anything about world history, like the slightest bit, like anything, like if you like watched half of a documentary once before you lost Wi-Fi in a plane, you would know that it's actually thorny, as the New York Times would say. It's a little thorny, okay? When the United States and NATO acts as a fucking imperialist aggressor all over the world and is encircling Russia, a country that's deeply paranoid about being invaded, rightly or wrongly, they are, okay? And if you look at their history, you can pretty much see why, okay? They've been invaded multiple times. Now, when a country like that sees the United States encroaching into their area, okay, when they see what happened in the Ukraine, when Ukraine is going and almost really ethnically cleansing Russian-speaking people, they're banning political parties, they're banning the Russian Orthodox Church, okay? The Ukraine sending these paramilitary troops into those regions with the help of the CIA, to purge any Russian national or Russian loyalist or Russian speaker or whatever it is. When all of that's happening and Russia decides that they are going to go into, and now again, Putin is, I don't think he's I mean, you know, this obviously, I mean, I do have this, which I do value this. But listen, we you know, Putin is not Bernie Sanders. We're not trying to make that argument here that Putin is Bernie Sanders. What we are saying is this is a deeply complex issue. And a lot of it might have to do with the fact that, you know, we have been encroaching and pushing into that sphere for a long time. And, you know, when I had the two young guys on the show, the Biden guys, who we were talking, the Biden boys, who I still talk to, who I do like a lot, who are not. They're nuts. I mean, they're crazy, but I love them, but they're nuts. But, you know, I was trying to explain to them, like, you know, the world is not a film. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a video game. It's not a film. I think The problem with the way that we process events is we're totally ignorant of history in America. Ignorant of it, like anything before season 3 of Selling Sunset, we don't know. We are ignorant of history. We're not taught world history. In America, we're not taught world history. We don't know. We have no idea. We're constantly arguing about the American history that we should be taught here. At what point should kindergartners be shown 12 Years a Slave or whatever the arguments that are happening all the time are. Now, or how many genders are in music class. But outside of that, outside of these things, there's actually an entire world out there that has its own history that we could look at slightly. And if you had any understanding of that at all, from a global perspective, you would know that this conflict is not what you are being told by the lying people at the New York Times. I hate to say it, it's just not. It's not. It's absolutely not, okay? And that doesn't mean that Putin is Bernie Sanders, and it doesn't mean. What it means is that if you're an adult and the New York Times has to go, we're sorry about the Nazi patches being worn by the guys we are funding to the tune of $1 trillion. We're sorry about that because it would spread Russian propaganda if you look at their clothes. The newspaper of record, the fact that they have to do this, the fact that they're even it means there's more shit coming down the pike. I'm telling you, I've been in the game a while. If they have to do this, it means that there's more stuff coming down the pike. They're getting out in front of it. They're trying to get ahead of it because there's more stuff coming. If they're writing an article about fashion in the middle of a counteroffensive, it means that there's more coming. I'm telling you, this war is going to unwind much quicker than Iraq, much quicker than Afghanistan. Now, in real time, you're seeing it with the vaccine. You're seeing it with that. They're like, everybody take the vaccine, it'll be fine, everybody's fine. And then you get COVID 9 times after you've taken the vaccine. And none of these people have the decency to just shut up about it. They're still promoting it. They're still pumping it. I was a subprime mortgage guy. After a good scam, leave quietly, We didn't knock on people's doors a year after we sold them a mortgage and go, how's it going? I'm the guy. You get it. Stick and move, hustler. Move. But you're gonna see this. We're already started. Like Zelensky's going to get, because the American people have kind of already had enough. There's a little bit of fatigue here. So the government's going to throw Zelensky away the way they throw everyone away. They throw everyone away when they're no longer useful. Remember that chick, Christine Blasey Ford, who went out and accused the Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court guy, and then she was like the talk of the town for 2 weeks. Then it was like, you're out. They're going to throw Meghan and Harry. When Meghan and Harry first moved here and we could hit the royal family and say, they're racist, and now we're sick of them, and they're out, he's out soon. Zelensky's on his 14th minute right now, and that's where they're starting to run articles like this. Little by little, they're preparing people for the total about face where we go, I don't know. It'll be an ultimate gaslighting. It'll be like, there were Nazis there. They were like Nazi. We didn't know. Like, oh my God. Like, it's going to be a total gaslighting. They're going to, like they're doing with when Trudeau goes like, no one required you to take the vaccine. Who was requiring you to take the vaccine? You needed it to get into a deli. They're saying, so this will be a total gaslighting too. And if you're actually somewhat aware, you can start to see these little articles, little seeds that they're planting going, well, they are wearing Nazi vests. That's weird. That's odd, because we've realized we got to prepare for China now, because that's the real fight. China, it's not this crap. Everybody right now is getting ready for the summer. They're getting ready to hook up, and you got to make sure your body, your man area is good. Manscaped, we've been telling you about Manscaped forever. The Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their lawnmower trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, Crop Reviver Toner, Performance Boxer Briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. The Lawnmower 4.0, you can call yourself You call yourself an American without a lawnmower? I'll tell you this, Manscaped works. It's the best on the market. There's a few things on the market. There's the wall trimmer, which sucks, and the Relco body groom's not great. This is a thing. We all get them for free. Everybody uses them. Everybody likes the Manscaped trimmer. Truly, if you need one, you can go. The promo code is TimD, right? Mm-hmm. Great way to support the show. Great way to get a good product, and you save money, right? You're going to get 20% off with free shipping with our discount code. Also, they're doing now nose and ear. It used to just be dick and balls. Now they're nose and ear. Everywhere hair is sprouting, you can address it with Manscaped. It's very important. I'm telling you. And for the diehard patriots who wants to rock a dirty stash of goatee by the pool, look no further than the Manscaped's brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit if you also are really rocking the facial hair for the summer. Take your freedom balls to the next level by going to manscaped.com. Get 20% off with free shipping, promo code TimD. 20% off free shipping, promo code TimD. If you're thinking about taking an environmentally sound vacation, because that's most people right now, most people in America are concerned with their carbon footprint when they travel. Is that not true? Is that not true? Isn't that why we love cruises so much? Because it's an efficient way to get 3,000 morbidly obese people out into the middle of the ocean. Is that not why we're doing it? But they're at CBS News, by the way. Now imagine running this story. I mean, this is kind of hilarious. So CBS News, in the midst of what's going on, where we have one of our presidents is indicted, Donald Trump, our ex-president, was indicted. Joe Biden is going to be, perhaps dealing with some stuff about the Burisma, the energy company in Ukraine, that's coming out that he had deals with him and his son. We have this real crisis of confidence in our political systems, with our Justice Department maybe acting politically. We have issues all over the place. And CBS has decided that right now the most important thing to focus on is how much methane gas is being used on your trip in the summer. Now, a lot of Americans cannot afford to go on a trip. Now, of course, CBS doesn't cover that. CBS doesn't cover that. They don't cover the fact that there's people that are lining up at food banks because they can't eat. Their children are going to bed hungry. They can't find work. They're living in areas of the country that we've given up on, rural America. We don't give a shit, Republican, Democrat, whoever. Nobody gives a fuck about any of these. So they're not talking to those people, but they are talking to people, I guess, that are going to take a vacation. Not only are they going to take a vacation, but they have the luxury of thinking about how to do it in an environmentally sound way. CBS News, let's watch this right. And by the way, when you watch this, it is the most insane segment I have seen in a very long time from the media, and that tells you something. Let's watch the good people at CBS News, The Weekender.
This summer, some people are looking for ways to take a vacation while also cutting down on their greenhouse gas emissions.
Who?
The ecotourism market is expected to exceed $331 billion by 2027, according to new research data. Ecotourism can have an impact on where some people choose to visit and how they get there. Let's bring in Tree Minch, a features editor for Discover magazine. Tree, let's talk about some destinations where folks can actually give back to the planet.
I love this, by the way. I love CBS News. They go, is there a way we can do, because we're trying to push this ecotourism thing, is there a way we can do it with a trans person named Tree? Is there a way we can do this segment with a trans person named Tree? They're like, we have a trans person named Sarah. They go, no. We'd like a and no shade to Tree, but it's just very funny. And again, let's watch some of this because it is just very funny, this idea that like ecotourism, which by the way is the most loosely defined thing ever, it's just going to be rich people going to like nice places and they're going to go, it's ecotourism. They want to lower their carbon footprint. It's glamping. And it's like, okay, they're not primarily concerned with their carbon footprint. They want to take Instagram photos in Montana in a tent. But all right, let's see what Tree has to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this whole local movement that we've been seeing as a trend across the country, I think that tourism is an amazing place where it fits in. One of the first places
Tree Mensch.
to think about is things like
Tree's a real mensch.
State parks and county parks that have a wealth of opportunities for amazing destinations to immerse yourself in. but also the money you're spending there, the activities you're doing are typically directly going back into actually sustaining that environment.
Right, so go scuba
Preserving it.
diving.
And that's under a list of guidelines and understanding that experts and scientists have of watching what's happening in these ecosystems and making sure they're balanced and healthy for everybody that visits, as well as all the creatures and plants that live there.
Well, it's great to know that you can actually do it locally and not spend a lot of money to travel. But let's say you do decide to travel. What are some of the activities that you can look forward to?
Sure. I mean, the list is pretty much endless. You can really cater your interests to local and very eco-friendly destinations. I mean, one example would be the ocean in general. It's
This
an
is the
amazing,
news,
popular
by the way.
destination. There are a
This
lot
is
of
the
like
news in the United States of America. They're telling you can go to the ocean. This is the news. This is CBS News in the United States of America. CBS News has a segment with someone named Tree who is sitting in their room on Zoom telling you that there's something, I don't know if you've heard of it, called the ocean that you can go to. What do they think Americans do on vacations that are so ecologically unfriendly that they don't do every day of their lives? And they're using stock photo. They're using stock photo of a white woman here, I don't know, running her hand on sugar cane while she walks down. Like, these stock photos are very interesting. I don't understand what that's supposed to be. But this whole idea of eco-vacate, like, what is... So they're saying you don't have to fly. I guess you don't have to go to theme parks because they're not eco-friendly. You could go to the ocean. Okay. That's the bit. That's the segment that they're doing. Is that an example of an eco? Keep going with this because I'm curious. It's like, what are these eco-friendly But aren't most summer destinations like lakes and oceans? Yeah. Isn't most of it eco-tourism? Uh-huh. Isn't that where everyone goes in the fucking summer? What the hell is going on at CBS? Shout out to Catherine Herridge, though. She's been doing this a long time. Catherine Herridge has been at every network with that frozen face full of Restylane, like, ah. Keep going.
Visit. So, one thing we like to plug folks into are things like there's citizen science opportunities all across the country. A great resource for that is scistarter.org, where essentially, like, you want to go to the ocean, you want to see dolphins. There are actually scientists out there who need the help of everyday citizens who are experiencing the ocean and maybe want to surveying for dolphins. Maybe
they don't need the help of American citizens.
Baby hatchlings go out into the ocean. And there's a network of organizations where
they'll eat. Look, it's pauses for a minute. They're literally telling people that scientists need the help of people to hatch turtles and monitor dolphins. What are they doing with all this money? I have to now work as a scientist on my. I have a job. I have a fucking job. I have to go and hatch turtles. First of all, Americans are going to eat the things they find. They're all going into a pot. So this is just the craziest thing ever. You can be a scientist. Scientists need your help. Well, they didn't need your help about the vaccine. They didn't need your help even if you asked a question like, how about you leave it to the experts? But now we're supposed to fucking finger fuck dolphins and hatch turtles? Let's finish this up with Tree.
Science happen and unfold while you're having an amazing experience in paradise often.
What are some of the destinations and activities you should avoid if you're trying to protect the planet?
This is going to be good.
Sure. Yeah. So, it's really going to depend on what environment you are in.
Wouldn't it be great if he goes, having heterosexual sex, or she, I don't know what Tree's identifying as, having heterosexual, or they, this, thing, that, having heterosexual sex and having children and going to church. Those are the things that I think they leave the biggest carbon footprint. Having children in a heterosexual bond of marriage and going to church. Christenings, that would just be treat. That's what I
go to parks, you go to research facilities. They're going to have a list of guidelines, things as simple as stay on the trail, which might sound kind of like simple and something that maybe our curiosity gets the best of us and we want to wander off.
Petito.
Those guidelines that are put in place are actually really dynamic to protect the health of the ecosystem that are there. So following the rules and guidelines that are there are
now CBS is using a bunch of black people who seem lost. There's a bunch of Africans. CBS is now using stock footage of a bunch of Africans whose tour bus has overturned and they're walking around in the bush, in the jungle, trying to figure out. I mean, can CBS not? Who is doing the stock footage over there at CBS? This is crazy.
Activities that you're going to do. When you really hone in on operations and things that are run by locals who live in the community, work there, it's most likely that the money that they're receiving is really going to be put back into the health and the long-term sustainability of that place for their wellness, as well as all the things that live there. So it's really good to just kind of follow those tips.
There's something called disaster tourism. What does that look like?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yeah, it can have,
Yes!
different kind of applications, where people will kind of flood into an area, in response to sort of a devastating event or something that happens there, to try and, help and offer support and things. And that will definitely, there's situations and circumstances where that's called for, but
fentanyl
usually to plug into operations like the Red Cross, operations like
no, they traffic kids. What's best is to go to San Francisco and watch, because they have crazy hats, like kind of the Western, like a Zorro hat almost, and they're in the Jazzies and they're on Fent. No, thank you. Tree's wrong. They're all wrong. As always, usual, you only have to listen to me. Thank you. That's the reality. You just do. Disaster tourism actually is. Tree was right. You do show up. You do try to help. And the response to an event, and it's a collapse of San Francisco, disaster tourism. Let's talk about the CEO of Dippin' Dots, because he strangled his girlfriend to death. Is it to death, or did he just strangle her? This is the way he just strangled her?
Yeah.
Why is that even news?
I think because Dippin' Dots is like a significant company.
Is it a significant company? Is Dippin' Dots? Dippin' Dots, for all of you, I used to do a great ice cream bit that's still on YouTube. Better versions are live. Comedy's always better live, but it's actually a good version on YouTube. And then Dippin' Dots is the ice cream brand that's like gravel. They freeze ice cream into little pellets that look like rabbit shit or something, and you eat them, and they have different flavors. Get up Dippin' Dots so people can just see what it is. They're usually at rest stops. They're these tiny nitrogen frozen balls of flavors that kind of approximate the taste. It's like I don't know. I'd rather astronaut ice cream, like from the planetarium, like that bar of dry ice cream you'd get at the planetarium. That was actually kind of cooler. Dippin' Dots for me has always been strange, although we did have them when we were in Wawa. Remember that? We were in Wawa. We stole them, I think. Yeah. Now, you don't pay for these. Never pay for Dippin' Dots. Never, ever pay for Dippin' Dots. He's strangling his chick. So now what happened to this man? By the way, I don't even know how Dippin' Dots was founded. How was it founded?
It sounds like it was like a domestic thing. I think.
We know it was a domestic thing. Oh, no, he was arrested on complaints of public intoxication, domestic violence by strangulation, walking outside naked in a drunken rage. Let's see what this happened to him. The CEO of Dippin' Dots was reportedly arrested Tuesday for allegedly attacking his girlfriend and storming outside their Oklahoma home completely naked in a drunken-fueled rage. Scott Fisher, she probably insulted the ice cream. She was probably like, Scott, this sucks. It's always sucked. Scott, it's served at rest stops. Shut up. Scott Fisher has a history of abuse, was booked on complaints of blah, blah, blah. He's 43. He attacked a woman hours after she confronted him about his alcohol abuse, which reportedly escalated over the past several weeks. He's probably very invested in this Ukraine counteroffensive. It's a lot of Americans are having problems now. The girlfriend, whose identity was not revealed in the documents, had reportedly returned from work to her Oklahoma City home and found the former ice cream man intoxicated. The former ice cream man was drunk. They verbally fought until
Is it magnate? Yeah, it's like the sheriff constable kind of deal.
I don't know what happened here. He choked her. He choked her. By the way, this is horrible too. The gunman who killed his 3 children. Right? Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Gunman kills 6 in horrific murder-suicide, including 3 kids, as its revealed wife feared he would get drunk and shoot me. The mental health problems in this country are so bad now that I don't think it's hyperbole to suggest that there are so many people that you're looking at that are on the brink of doing something crazy or having a full-on mental breakdown, that you just have to tread carefully, tread lightly out there, and obviously I'm not blaming anyone. This was a horrible thing that happened. But there's a lot of people out there that are really, they have untreated mental illness. It's like psychosis. And this guy, Tennessee man, went on a violent rampage, murdering his estranged wife, her daughter, and 3 kids after she warned a court he had 50 or 60 guns and was afraid he would get drunk and shoot me. Officials with the, I mean, listen, let's be honest. I'm pro-gun to a degree. 50 or 60 guns might be an indication there's something going on. It might not be. I mean, people are going to attack me now in the comments for that, which I don't care. 50 or 60 might be an indication. I mean, how many well people have 60 rifles? You know? I understand you're preparing for the apocalypse, but do you need 60? Seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. Because, you know, you're going to fight the government with them, I know, but the government has drones. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Even if you know, what's fine. I understand the spirit of it, right? I understand that 60 seems like a bit much. Well, it's not your business. I'm just saying, the guy shot his kids, you know? Sheriff Bo Burnett confirmed Barnett, who had worked in the machine tool industry, was the one who shot and killed his wife, Regina. I mean, this is so sad. There's nothing funny about this, but I will say, and keep going here, I mean, she warned the court, and she warned that this could happen. He threatened to shoot her. He verbally abused her. And he killed his children. She worked at the Seymour Handle Factory. She was making handles. And where did he work again? Do we know?
I believe he was a. I don't know how you'd have to see the local TV station. I think he was just.
I mean, this is really crazy. He's one of. I mean, this is like mind blowing stuff.
He also might not have had a job either. I mean, there's that too.
Yeah, and I mean, so she works at a handle factory. He worked at a machine tool factory, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And then he shot everybody and killed them. Imagine Rodgers and Hammerstein trying to write a musical about this era of America. You know what I mean? Where everybody's just working at factories and killing each other. Everybody's executing their own families. That seems like a tough thing to get, you know? Remember the Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals like Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and he killed his kids. You know, like it's just tough to imagine America in this state writing great fun musicals about it. Because there used to be great musicals about the things that were going on, people falling in and out of love, people having these fun little rivalries. But now it just seems to have gotten so dark, so hopeless in many cases, that it's very tough to imagine any type of fun musical being written about the lives that people are living now. You know, Oklahoma, the great musical, Oklahoma. Now that guy who's living in Oklahoma found a Dippin' Dots and he's strangling his wife. And I'm not saying that wasn't happening then, but it does seem to be. We do seem to be confronted with it more now, for sure. Everybody's using ExpressVPN. It's very important. Everybody's trying to get your data, your information, governments, hackers, people that are harvesting and selling your data. Data is more expensive than oil now. ExpressVPN doesn't log your activity online. Lots of cheap and free VPNs make money by selling your data to advertisers. ExpressVPN does not do this. They even developed a technology trusted server that makes their VPN servers incapable of storing any data at all. Speed. ExpressVPN uses Lightway, a new VPN protocol that engineered to make user speeds faster than ever. I've tried many VPNs in the past, and sometimes it can slow my connection, but not ExpressVPN. It's blazing fast, and it lets me stream videos in HD quality with zero buffering. The last thing that really sets ExpressVPN apart is how easy it is to use. You don't need any technical skills to get to set up. Just fire up the app and tap one button to connect. That's it. Even your grandparents could do it. And it's not just me saying this. Business Insider, The Verge, and many other tech journals rate ExpressVPN the #1 VPN in the world. So to protect yourself with a VPN that I use and trust, and my whole team uses and trusts, use my link expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon today and get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon, EXPRESSVPN.com/Tim Dillon to learn more. I love Box of Awesome. It's a great thing to give to people, okay? You get one every month. Bespoke Post, this is how it works. You take a quiz. The quiz could be about what you're into or about what the person you're giving the box to is into. They're going to get a box once a month at their door with really cool stuff in it. 90% of everything that comes in your box of awesome is from a small up-and-coming brand. It could be stuff for the outdoorsman, the mixologist, the bartender, the foodie, the recreational camper, whatever, and more. It's really interesting to see these products they put in a box, and once every month, you go, oh my God, I forgot I was getting this, and here it is, and it's great, and I love it, and everybody loves me. Well, I took a quiz, and they sent me a box. And in that box, it was amazing how well they knew me. How well they knew me in that box. Because you know what was in that box? Cool stuff. But get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Tim Dillon at checkout. That's boxofawesome. This is a really cool thing, especially if you got college-age kids or whatever. Just get it for them. Boxofawesome.com, code Tim Dillon for 20% off your first box. Get them this so they're not yelling about Biden. Listen, the studio looks good. We like it. There's going to be more advancements made and things happening. We do like it. We're all over the place. We're going to put one in New York, too. We're going to put one on the East Coast. It looks very similar to this, except a New York backdrop. So that when we're over there, we're doing shows over there. We could be there. We got to be mobile. We got to. LA is we're looking at a situation where it's rapidly deteriorating, and I don't know how long I have left here. I think that there's a potential that I will leave again. I left once, and I will leave maybe again. I don't know, but as of right now, we're on the road. We're in the mix. And we want to have an East Coast thing so that when we're on the East Coast, I spend a lot of time on the East Coast. We can touch down there and do the show there as well. We do appreciate everybody's patience. We know wrapping up these shows has been a little difficult. San Francisco, the Masonic, and the Chicago Theater are two of my favorite venues in the world. I love those two cities. I love the audiences there. They all came out. We sold out the Chicago Theater, very close to the Masonic. And again, it was to me, everyone, that comes out to those shows, I have great appreciation for, and the shows themselves were amazing. I don't do a ton of marketing. A lot of other people are much better and more adept at marketing than I am in terms of showing you everything. I don't necessarily subscribe to that, and that doesn't mean that I don't see the value in it or I don't recognize the talent in it. It's a great show, and word of mouth should matter, and that matters. And we sell a lot of tickets because that shit does matter. And I talk to a lot of you guys every week. So it's not like, I hate the feeling of even that dumb picture you take after the show when you do a great show and then you're like, and now, come on. And you take that photo in front of it. It just, to me, I've never liked doing that stuff. But I know that I have to do it. It's more and more becoming part of this. But, I've been able to kind of carve out the path that I have and do it the way I want to do it, where it's just it's kind of a lo-fi light touch out there, and hopefully the stuff we put out is funny and people enjoy it. But we are going to be back from the studio now because we are off the road, so we'll be back here every week. And if you guys are into it and you want to subscribe to the channel or because Rumble is coming up. I mean, who just signed a $100 million contract on Twitch?
Oh, the streamers. Yeah.
The streamer just signed, but not on Twitch. The other one, Kick, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
$100 million 2-year contract on Kick. Streamer. Things are changing. And streamer. QXC. He looks like a Sacha Baron Cohen character. I don't know what's going on anymore, and it doesn't matter. But XQC leaves Twitch, agrees to 2-year, $100 million contract with Kick. So that's what I'm saying. There are other places. We might start uploading the show to Twitter. We're thinking about it. In addition to YouTube, we don't know. We might start uploading the show to Rumble. We don't know right now, but we are experimenting with all kinds of things. We don't know the direction that things are going to go in the media space, but things do seem to be heading to an interesting place where there are more eyeballs now across many different platforms. And that might be the best way to do it. We don't know. We wish the Ukraine well with their counteroffensive. We hope everything comes to a conclusion. We hope that everything over there comes to a peaceful conclusion. I feel horrible for the Ukrainian people that are being displaced, that are being killed. We all feel that way. This is not a celebration of war. In fact, it's the very opposite of that. It is the recognition that one needs a de-escalation, and when you have wars, they usually end with some type of compromise. There's usually a treaty. I don't know if that'll work in this situation. I don't know. I'm not a geopolitical expert. I do know that when the New York Times starts running things like, well, the guys were supporting war Nazi shirts again, blah, it means that there's a little sea change here. There's a little wind. There's the feather in Forrest Gump that you see, because that's kind of, everybody's looking at the feather, and we're starting to doubt the amount of resources that we've put into this, and we're starting to doubt potentially the end game. I don't know if we have the end game here. I think that we're finally starting to look at it and go, oh, well, John Mearsheimer, who's done the best work on this, he's, in my opinion, he's one of the guys to listen to, believes early on in the war that the Ukraine had the upper hand and that Russia has it now, and he doesn't believe the Ukraine is going to win. John Mearsheimer, again, does great work on this issue. He comes at it from a very non-ideological, non-emotional, cold, sober view, which doesn't exist in America anymore. By the way, there's no non-ideological. Everything is an emotional roller coaster from emotionally unstable people named Tree. And I don't even know Tree. I'm just saying, like, this is where we're at now in the country, that the people that are talking about issues of grave importance are themselves completely mentally destroyed. And they're the ones opining on issues of great importance, Or our vice president, can you get up Kamala again? We want to do this once a week where we play a Kamala clip. Get up the Kamala clip. Glenn Greenwald shared this on Twitter the other day. And he literally said, he goes, Tim Dillon was the first person to say that Kamala has now crossed into genuinely entertaining. Genuinely entertaining. We love her. I can't get enough of her. And what's funny about the clip that Glenn had is, of course, it's just Kamala being Kamala, which is, someone who is just, sort of completely incapable of actually speaking. I've never seen anything like it. She's completely incapable of speaking in any rational way for any period of time. She, lapses into these weird, like, colloquialisms and stuff like that. Here it is. Kamala, here's your vice president, folks.
Happy Juneteenth. Please have a seat. Please have a seat.
She's manic. Now, folks, pause it for a minute. She's unwell. If someone walked into my house exhibiting this kind of behavior, I would be very scared for them. Truly. If somebody walked in and was like, I would go, hey, are you okay? Something going on? This is not the cadence of someone who's well. This is not the cadence of someone who's well. Let me guess what this cadence is. This is the cadence of, Biden's in office now. Biden is a genuine corpse. She knows kind of maybe how bad it is. She can't really say it. She knows that her political career, which, again, was never going to happen because she was hated in the primaries because she was a cop, and she was sending truancy police after, like, the parents of kids who ditched school trying to get everybody locked up. She was elevated to this position because of identity politics, and now she's just kind of there, and the guy she's kind of hitched her wagon to is maybe about to go down for being, in bed with some shady companies in the Ukraine. She doesn't know. But she seems to be losing her mind in front of people. And I predicted this months ago. I said, after Kanye, I'm like, you're going to have these really big meltdowns, public meltdowns. You're going to see this for the first time. You're actually going to see people losing their mind in front of you in a way that you've never seen before. Let's take a look. This is the Vice President of the United States. She's nuts.
And to my Divine Nine family.
Is she high?
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, something's off with her. Something's off. Something's off. I don't know. Target has pulled my "I'm gay for Vladimir Putin" pride shirt. Again, this is a capitulation to the mob. Of course, people that are mad about the flag. It's stupid at this point that people get that angry and that invested in the fact that they have a pride flag up. I think it's one of these culture war things that has been ginned up to a degree, but it also reflects the reality of like this insane kind of gender stuff that's going on with kids in schools. And so what we're seeing now is like this crazy backlash, which anyone, again, it's predictable, right? Anybody that's looking at all this stuff goes, oh, yes, you're going to get a crazy backlash. You know, people were fine with gay marriage. People were kind of okay with it. Now, everyone wasn't. There are evangelicals. There are people that want to live in a Christian theocracy. But a lot of the public was fine with this stuff. They were cool with it. And then, again, it just became like, but we're going to tell your 4-year-old that they could be a boy or a girl in kindergarten. That's when people checked out. That's when people checked out. And I understand that. That's when people start going, hey, man, we don't need the fucking music teacher diagnosing my child as somebody that has gender dysphoria. And we don't want them going and getting hormones and permanently altering their body when, you know, they may regret this decision. And that's really why you see a lot of this backlash right now, which is a little crazy. It's like dialed up to an 11 where it's like insane. Where like the Washington Times is running articles where it's like gay people are killing Christianity. I mean, but again, it's like those people are always going to be crazy. They're always going to be there. You cannot feed them. You're not supposed to feed them with this stuff where it's like, you know, people need autonomy to raise their kids how they want to raise their kids. It's just the way it is. You may not agree with it. You may not like it. It doesn't matter. It's just the way that they feel. They have culture. They have values. They have this. The culture of America, you know, at any given point may not be the culture in a Middle Eastern household or an evangelical Christian household. And then the kids who live in those households are going to have to figure it out. It's not the government's job to be people's parents. It's not you know, if people are going to be trans, they'll be trans. If people are going to be gay, they're going to be gay. I didn't need anyone to tell me to be gay. You know, you shouldn't be persecuted for being gay or trans, clearly, but you don't need, when you're 5, you don't need people necessarily steering you in a direction. You should just be able to be a kid and kind of be left alone. And there's too much about the gender ideology stuff going on right now that it like has to be introduced to kids at this young age, and no one knows why. People that are my age, gay people that are my age, none of us understand, really, the most of us do not understand why we're telling 7-year-olds that they have the agency to physically change their bodies and pick a gender at this point. They should dress the way they want. They can live the way they want. If they have a severe case of gender dysphoria and they're happy living as the other gender, I have no issue with that at all. My issue is when pharmaceutical companies, when people make medical changes to themselves. I've said it a million times, but that's why you see the backlash now, which is a bit insane, from people that they're acting like everybody's trying to fuck their kids, which it's not. Everyone's not trying to fuck your kids, but there are bad ideas, you know, being introduced. I don't mean transgenderism necessarily as the bad idea. I mean the bad idea of children knowing exactly who they are at 7 or 9 and being able to act on that, having the agency and autonomy to act on that. That, to me, is not a good idea. A lot of those children become gay or lesbian without medical intervention. A lot of their feelings of isolation or weirdness or depression or whatever end up being corrected through puberty. This is not, this is a reality. But we're afraid to have these discussions because there's so many people that don't want to be called transphobic or whatever, homophobic. And then there's the people that really don't care on the other side that are like, burn them at the stake, who want to make America, Saudi Arabia with more pork. But neither one of those is the solution. The solution is actually a country that, as Alex Jones, who I think, by the way, is becoming one of the most reasonable people in America. Sorry, it's 2023, and he is. His idea of like, when you are 18, you're an adult, you should be able to do what you want within reason if it doesn't hurt anybody else, is a pretty fucking good standard. And listen, if you have severe gender dysphoria and you're 16 or 17, you meet with a doctor, I don't think these things should be banned. But how young these ideas are being introduced to people, and this idea that they can and should take, and we all feel a little weird about the parents too. The mom who's like, I'm trans and my kids are trans. I'm non-binary and my kids are non-binary. And you go, well, what are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? That seems interesting. I come from a long line of non-binary people. It's like, really? So there is a little something that's inherently uncomfortable with this gender theory stuff where the mom is going, well, the kid is also trans. And you're going, are they? Or is this something that you introduce to them at an age where they have no idea what it is? And God forbid they make genuine, decisions that can impact them later in life. It seems crazy. It's because it's not enough anymore. It's not just gay people getting married. It's, here are the new standards. Men and women are out. Rewrite the biology textbook. Can we watch the thing about getting the spike? Women's sports are going to be completely dominated by trans men. It's like, it's not enough now. It's just, it used to be live and let live. It's no longer that. It's now, this is intrusive into people in every space, in athletics and education. People are kind of just going, hey man, I'm a little sick of this. This Riley Gaines girl tweeted, it was a dude, I think it's a trans woman who spikes a volleyball into this woman's face. Hold on, let's see. Now, what is this? Tell us what this is.
So here it is. This is a women's volleyball game, and then there is a biological male competing as a trans woman playing in this, and so they spiked the ball really hard into this woman's face, and then this woman that was spiked is then speaking in another clip about how it's not fair.
Yeah. Okay. Let's watch it.
So here's the spike.
Okay.
Green.
Yes. I mean, this is just what's going to happen. By the way, look at the turnout for the volleyball, huh? Yeah, this is, by the way, this is insane. This is completely insane, right? A biological male has so many advantages and then just, it's just not, this doesn't, and then they go, well, we don't want to ostracize transgender people from sports. And you go, you understand that, but it doesn't seem to be going the other way. It seems to be primarily biological men dominating women. That seems to be what it is. It's not like biological women are getting into men's sports and like fucking it up. It seems to be moving one way, which might say something about biology. I don't know. Let's watch it one more time. I love the after it, and they're like, ugh. And what does this woman say afterwards?
22, I was severely injured in a high school volleyball game by a transgender athlete on the opposing team. I suffered from a concussion and neck injury that to this day I'm still recovering from. Other injuries I still suffer from today include impaired vision, partial paralysis on my right side, constant headaches, as well as anxiety and depression.
She seems like she's turning it
I
up
was
a little
unable
bit.
to play the rest of my.
I mean, it was a ball to the head. I'm saying that this is not right. I don't think that biological men should be just dominating women's sports. She does seem like she's turning it up a little bit. She's like, I suffer from a lot of things from this. But it's crazy. It's crazy that this is where we're at now. I mean, that is crazy to watch. And in fighting, it's crazy to watch when you have biological men just pummeling women in the ring. And I'm for hitting women in your own home, but not in athletics. Not when it counts. Not when there are judges. I'm for it in your own home. TimDillonComedy.com for any and all live dates that we have coming up. We have the Parks Casino in Philly in September. We are at Denver Comedy Works in July. And the Win in Vegas in July, baby. Hampton Beach Casino is going to be up. Bro, there it is. In Hampton Beach Casino in New Hampshire, August 19th. So we do have a few scattered dates throughout the summer. Come see me. Las Vegas, Colorado, Hampton Beach, and then Parks Casino, September 8th and 9th. Shows in Philly. We always love them. TimDillonComedy.com. You can get all your tickets there. Tim J. Dillon on Instagram and Twitter, where we may start uploading this show. Big news is coming. Some big guests, some big interviews that I'll be doing as well on other platforms. Thank you again. Patreon will be out later today. And we appreciate it. And just go and spike the ball. Go and spike the ball in the face of that. That's what life's about. Use your advantages. Spike the ball and hit him in the face. Good night, Sochi Bear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show from New York City, from the Gas Digital Studio, our good friends where it all started. And thank God didn't finish. But we like to come back here and visit the good people at Gas Digital Studios, New York City. Contact them for studio rental. I believe they do that. Don't they do that, producer? They do. Contact them. Ralph Sutton, Louis Gomez, drop the J. Beautiful studios here in New York City, Manhattan. Get in here and record. You're a day away from being a millionaire. Podcasting's the new thing. You've got to don't you have conversations with your friends? Monetize them, dummy. You're what we're waiting for. Get over here to Gas Digital. Studio rentals, probably reasonable. Nothing's too much money to invest in your future. Ben Avery, you just got back from Vienna with your wife. We usually don't allow you to speak much on the show, but you did have an interesting experience traveling to Europe with your wife. I, of course, let you go to take a week of time.
5 days.
To gallivant with your wife in Europe. You're welcome. Now, we don't usually let you speak. Mm-hmm. But now I think was an exception to that. So could you summarize your trip to Europe in one word? Pick a word in which you believe best summarizes all the things you've learned while in Europe with your wife. On my money, on my dime.
Delightful.
Ben Avery. We covered the Queen's death on our Patreon. We're not going to retread that territory. Mm-hmm. Is that the term, retread?
Trace our steps.
No, I mean retread. Look up retread, which you should have done. Retread means what?
Go back over a path or one step.
Thank you. That's it. So I'm right. We're not going to do that. We're moving on to women in our own country. There's a new show out. Hillary Clinton, Chelsea Clinton. It's called Gutsy. And it's about women who are brave. And you know me, often at the end of a long day, when I have done everything I've done. I've made people laugh. I've dealt with my incompetent employees, my horrific agents and managers and people that are impediments to my success. When I'm done navigating that, I come home and I turn on the TV and I say, where are the brave women to watch? Why are there not more? Because these women that the Clintons have chosen to spotlight are gutsy. Apparently not all women are gutsy, but some of these women are. And many of these gutsy women are also very wealthy and famous, which is interesting. I don't know. So Hillary, one of the episodes is with an ex-white supremacist. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Hillary Clinton, our real president, speaks with an ex-white supremacist on the show Gutsy. And there's a clip of that somewhere where this woman is happy because now what the ex-white supremacist does, she goes around the country trying to get other people to stop being hateful. I think that's what she claims to do. And Hillary is very impressed by this. And Hillary and this woman, it's an unlikely kinship they have. So are you finding anything about this?
I'm finding this article on Yahoo right now. I'm going through it. Yeah,
it's beautiful, and I don't usually fall for this type of emotional stuff, but it is kind of beautiful.
Shannon Foley Martinez, a former white supremacist from Georgia, who uses canoe trips down the Broad River to help rehabilitate women leaving hate groups.
Canoe trips.
Yes.
So if you're in a hate group, she shows up with the canoe, goes, "Get in this canoe, you Nazi bitch," and then you go down the river with her. I like this.
Yeah.
What a good business. Only in America can you have a business putting Nazis in a canoe and trying to get them to hate Jews less. There's economic opportunity everywhere. So this woman who used to be in a hate group, now she's in a canoe. Hillary Clinton and her. Now, do you have? There's a clip of this.
Let's find this clip.
And it's this woman talking about how grateful she is to have been contacted by Hillary Clinton, our Secretary of Hate Groups.
Francis, I'm going to send this to you. So you can
it's beautiful. I like this. They paint with Megan Thee Stallion, Hillary and Chelsea Clinton. You'd think they'd go away at some point, the Clintons, but they don't. They never go away. They're in their mid-hundreds. They're both fat now. They're walking around the Hamptons, and she's like wearing a big frock. Looks like she's in a big painting smock. Bill's just out of it because he had a heart thing. He can't fuck. He's got he doesn't want to live anymore because he can't fuck. He's a vegan. He looks dead. He looked like he died years ago, and he always has that weird look on his face, like he's in the middle of a stroke. And he's walking down the beach with his morbidly obese elderly wife, that daughter they have, and a few Secret Service people. And they're in the Hamptons, and they're just kind of like, just the last few days, the last few hours, and no one really cares anymore. And now they're just kind of like in the entertainment business, like the Obamas, and really like Donald Trump's always been in the entertainment business. But like when you leave office in America, you just go right into the entertainment business. You start producing documentaries and TV shows. The Obamas had to deal with Netflix, and now Hillary's doing this show Gutsy. You just become part of the entertainment business.
Big stars on the show.
But who's on the show? They're big stars.
You got Goldie Hawn.
Yes.
Kat Hudson. Is that a
Kate Hudson?
Kate Hudson. You got Amy Schumer.
Yeah, gutsy.
Kim Kardashian.
Guts. Brave.
Wanda Sykes. Jane
Brave.
Goodall.
Brave. Guts.
Megan the Stallion.
I like that they didn't go with nurses, teachers in bad areas. I like that. No, I like it. Because I'm happy that they're not pretending to care about those people because no one really does. So everybody just wants to see, like, what's Goldie Hawn been up to? No one wants to see a teacher from Detroit. I'm happy that Hillary didn't go the route of, like, let's spotlight non-famous, non-celebrity women who have balls, who are gutsy, who are brave, who are making a difference. Let's find celebrities, multimillionaires, and shove them down people's throats and tell regular people how brave Amy Schumer is, how hard it is to be Amy Schumer, how difficult it is to live in Martha's Vineyard, and how gutsy you are to take the private plane to Martha's Vineyard. I like that. I think it's good. Is there anyone regular on the show besides is the one non-celebrity the ex-Nazi bitch?
I watched the first episode because it's free on Apple TV.
Okay, yeah.
I have Apple TV. They do talk to some comedians in the show.
Okay,
but not high level comedians. No layman type of man. No.
How about a female cop?
That I did not.
Did
see.
they leave out a female cop? So here's what I would say. If I'm thinking of gutsy female jobs, right? Just off the top of my head, you're a bitch and you're out there working. What's a gutsy job? I think cop, female cop, right? Because men have a physical advantage in strength.
Sure.
True. Maybe a mental advantage in certain capacities. Not going to comment on it. I'm not a doctor. The point is, I don't know. I'm just saying if you're a cop, which is a horrible job anyway, reserved mainly for stupid and aggressive people. Can we say that? Dumb and aggressive people, for the most part, become police. You need police, but it's not the best and brightest. Sorry, if you're a cop and you're listening to this, you know I'm right. It's like a backyard wrestling kind of, animal or something that usually becomes a cop. Most of the people I know who are police were literally criminals up until the moment they decided to become police. Literally like the weekend before. And a lot of during training. During, what do they call that? When you go into the...
Police academy.
Yeah, when you're in the academy, they were still kind of criminals right up until graduate. And some of them are just criminals. Cops drive drunk. They commit crimes, really. They do. But that being said, because it's not a celebration of the police, what we're saying is that a female cop, it's a ballsy job. But I guess there's something that Hillary just doesn't want to highlight a female cop.
No. She doesn't want to do it.
She doesn't want to do it. So we're not going to make her do it. But that would have been interesting to me. If you said a female gutsy job, I'd say a cop. Or maybe a teacher in the inner city, like Dangerous Minds. Remember Michelle Pfeiffer in the movie Dangerous Minds, where a white woman went into a school. You want to talk about the most racist movie ever? A white woman went into a school, and the only way she could deal with minorities was to be like a Marine. And remember, like that first scene in the movie, she's like, people are trying to fight her all the time. Remember that? And she's just like, she's constantly in a stance, and they were like, Dangerous Minds. And then she came in and she took them all out to a restaurant, and they're like, yo, what's a filet mignon? And she's like, it's a steak. Remember that? That was like one of the original white savior movies, Dangerous Minds, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. But that I would think ballsy, female job, teacher in the inner city, cop. So do we have this clip of this white supremacist? Because this is actually kind of beautiful.
Francis, was that it in that article?
Because she left that, movement of hate and discrimination to try to, live a different life. And she's now trying to reprogram others to help them get beyond all of that. But more than that, we're looking for women who are gutsy, not just on behalf of themselves, but on behalf of others. We had two-way conversations with the women we were interviewing, but we kind of want a two-way conversation with people watching it. And we hope it sparks a lot of conversations in families and in, groups of friends and everybody else.
Secretary Clinton, speaking of that give and take, you interview a reverend in the Rebel Hearts episode where you open up about one of the gutsiest decisions you've had to make in your life, which was the decision to stay in your marriage.
You have a marriage that has been on public display since the beginning. You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
Why did you want to open up about that and share
the
how personal that?
she goes, the reason that I stayed in my marriage is because my husband was the president of the United States. Now, that's not right for everybody because many people's husbands are not the president of the United States. But she goes, me and my husband, we've killed people together. We have many, many shady financial deals. We are blackmailing several people. We run essentially a criminal crime syndicate together. So it's more than just a marriage. But listen, go watch that show, Gutsy. Football fans, the first Sunday of the NFL season is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving new customers a can't-miss offer to celebrate the return of the NFL season. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. As an added bonus for Week 1, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. It's simple. Bet on an NFL team to win. If your team leads by 10 at any point during the game, you get paid instantly. Even if your team loses. What? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Tim Dillon to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet this Sunday. That's code Tim Dillon only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Oh, and I just want to say I've been using this DraftKings. It's phenomenal. I've been using it.
I use it and I love it.
Yeah, you use it too?
I use it and I love it.
I like that you're getting into sports.
I love it. And I'm getting into betting. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426. All of my friends use this. It's great. It's reputable. You can get your money anytime. That's the most important thing with these sites.
Yes.
You've got back-to-back meetings, errands to run, and chores to take care of. What's the secret to clearing a to-do list? I'm telling you right now, it's DoorDash. Right now, it's September, so you know everybody's got the kids back to school. They're rushing around. The pandemic's over, so everybody's back to work. You don't have any time to cook. So what do?
You use DoorDash.
I use DoorDash. Along with the restaurants you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, other household items in under an hour. I mean, you can go on DoorDash and you can get anything really from deodorant to Danish. And now I just came up with that. It's not even in the ad copy. It's kind of brilliant.
That's nice, yeah.
But the reality is, like, when the big real estate company Prudential, Douglas Elliman in New York, they used to have a great slogan, from Manhattan to Montauk. Great slogan. I would do DoorDash, from deodorant to Danish, because you can get anything you want at any time you want, and it's so easy, and everything's at your fingertips, but you don't have to leave your home. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Tim Dillon, TIMDILLON. That's 25% off up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code Tim Dillon. Don't forget, that's code Tim Dillon for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change. Terms apply.
And I want to say I've been using this. I've been shocked how fast it is. It's amazing.
I've been using DoorDash for years. How about Freedom Fest? What's it called?
It is Freedom Fest. Yeah.
So the Trump scam is ending exactly how people would imagine it would, in like a field. This is exactly, it would end exactly how it started, which is like, it started in the lobby of one of his buildings and it will end in like an open field.
In Northern Kentucky.
And, less and less people are showing up to these things. And then the people that are showing up, it's really sad. Like, that's the word for it. It's actually terribly sad. Like, it's really just people that are lost and they need something. Like, when you walk up to them, one woman's like, people are talking about like Reiki healing and yoga, and she's wrapping that up with like QAnon stuff. And they're just people that are so lost in their lives and they have nothing, and the world just confuses them. It boggles their mind. So like they need some type of consistent, like they need somebody to consistently tell them that they are part of a movement. And it's so sad because all of this could be alleviated by like taking up tennis for most of these people with a simple hobby, like if they took up crocheting. Most of the people that showed up at the Capitol riot simply need some form of restoring old tables, like to just restore an old woodworking. Mm-hmm. Anything before you're in a field talking about JFK Jr. being like, and I saw this thing that Jordan Klepper did on it, and I was like, oh, this had to be like years ago. It's like last week. They're still doing it. The QAnon people they haven't been dissuaded by nothing coming true. They're still out there against all odds. And you want to kind of grab some of them and hug them and go like, stop. They have the energy of addicts, of drug addicts. Like you want to, when someone's a drug addict at Christmas and they're skinny and their teeth are chattering and they're just sitting there and they keep going to the bathroom and you just want to grab them and hug them and go, you're going to be okay. You just have to imagine a different life. You want to go to these people in a field in northern Kentucky and go, imagine a different life. How about fishing? You don't have to talk about JFK Jr. anymore. It's over. Someone let them know it's over. But no one has. No one has let these sad fucks know that this is ended. For a quick minute, it was like a zeitgeisty thing to do. And people were into it, and celebrities were throwing things out. Like all movements, it's gone. It's down the river.
Yeah, Q even stopped. He didn't even care.
No one's even involved. You are taking this and running with it now. The scam, the people who are perpetuating the scam are gone. They are on to new scams. I remember what this is like because I tried to sell mortgages in 2009 when it was over. And you would call people and go, hey, are you looking to finance? And they would go, what's wrong with you? They'd go, the world ended 6 months ago. The economy crashed. There's nothing left here for you. And we would just make cold calls every night, trying to pick whatever flesh was off the bone. And there was none. And that's the sad, that when I see the QAnon people, it's so sad to me because it's just like, oh, any hobby would do. Any hobby would suffice. Truly, cooking, anything. You don't have to be that particular about something to just devote your life to, other than showing up in a field and buying trinkets and whatever they're doing. And they're setting up there are tents like it's the San Gennaro festival, except instead of sausage and peppers, they're selling shirts with JFK Jr.'s face. It's so incredibly sad. It's a subculture. Like the gathering of the Juggalos is so much better than this. Like the gathering of the Juggalos in Cave and Rock or wherever it is so much more hopeful and positive of a subculture to be a part of. It's crazy. So, but for the people that still want to do this, I don't want to dissuade you. So we do have an advertisement of Freedom Fest.
Oh, well, it's not necessarily an advertisement, but it's the trailer for the documentary that is debuting here at Freedom Fest.
Okay.
They really only made a flyer for Freedom Fest, which I have the full lineup. It's wild.
Let's talk about the lineup at Freedom Fest.
All right, so it was announced that I got it right here. Okay, so
you could watch Gutsy or you could go to Freedom Fest.
So opening at
what a great country.
Oh yeah, you have it here pulled up. Yeah, thank you.
So during the A block, I don't even know who any of these people are, but it's just you have Trump bikers. The Trump bikers. no one knows. See, here's the deal now. They have no. Just get the flyer, Ben.
Anti-vax.
Just get the flyer up because nobody knows who any of these speakers are. This is over. The Trump thing's done. It's been done. Sorry. Apologies. I mean, I can't imagine people are still into this. They're still showing up in a field for this nonsense.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine, like, on the car, like, on the way there in the car, do you think anybody has regrets? Do you think anyone on the way there in the car goes like, yeah, remember when we were going to these things and there used to be so much traffic? There's no traffic anymore. That's good, huh? So you go, well, I don't know about that. Yeah, well, there's no traffic. Remember a couple of years ago, man, it'd be backed up off the exit now, but now we could just kind of fly into this. Do you think any of them realize they're at the end? They're the last of the Mohicans?
Just the very final.
The dumbest of the dumb. Because they now have they're the biggest morons. They are the stupid. If you are at Freedom Fest, you are the dumbest of the dumb. Except for the people who go next month. They're dumber than you. And every month until it's over, until there's 25 people 2 years from now in like a small campground.
It's a big lineup. So at the end you have.
Can you
the
show
big
it?
names.
Show it to us,
Francis. Could you
bring up the flyer?
But so you have Eric Dieters, then you have Seth Dillon, who's president of the Babylon Bee, then you have Candace Owens, Eric Trump, Kimberly Guilfoyle, then Donald Trump Jr., then fireworks, then the 2000 Mules screening, which is the big documentary that's debuting at Freedom
And
Fest.
you bring your own BYOB.
It's BYOB.
They're not serving alcohol.
They're not.
But you can consume it, and you should. And it's family friendly.
It seems that way.
Bring the kids. Bring the kids. Bring grandma, grandpa. It's a fest to celebrate freedom.
It's happening right now, actually.
In Kentucky.
As we record, it's happening right now.
It's happening now. The Festival of Lights. The Festival of Freedom. And people get up and give speeches. And it really does it goes Q very quick. Like, people are like, they're gonna, I can already anticipate the comments where like, you're actually conflating the Q with it's actually different.
Stop
it's not
the
that,
steal.
it's not that different. It's not that different. You're in a field. You've gone to a field on Saturday, on your day off. You've gone into a field to listen to people that it just has never worked. Didn't work when he was in office. It's not working now. I mean, it's, but that's okay because people enjoy it. If it's a fun day and you can go and get fucked up and drink and you're like, yeah, it's fucking, here's Candace. And you get real loaded and you go, yeah, get that shirt, get that Let's Go Brandon shirt. And you got a little spending money. You go out there. This is Burning Man for a certain group of people. This is Burning Man for people that go to Bob's Big Boy. This is their Burning Man. This is their playa. The playa is a field in Kentucky. The radical, I forget what the term, the ethos of Burning Man is radical self-reliance. Their radical self-reliance in this field is BYOB. Bring your own bottle of booze, bottle of Kentucky bourbon. Instead of taking LSD. And by the way, they don't even need the psychedelics. That's what's great. Because they're living in a world where JFK Jr. is alive and he's coming back. I mean, they don't even need acid. Acid might sober them up. A little hit of mescaline might make them start thinking clearly. They're so out there already that if you took a Burning Man person and sat them down at the height of their trip, I mean rolling, and you took one of these people stone cold sober and sat them next to each other and interviewed them, you would not know who was on drugs. You would go, the Burning Man person seems to make a lot of sense. The Burning Man person would be fucked up. They'd be like, man, I just realized that like there were energies, orbs of energy. It's like you're me. And you go, okay, a little new agey. Then you'd ask these people what's going on. And you go, well, it actually all started underground. And that's where it will finish. and there are bases underground right now. The moon does not exist. The earth is flat. And you go, oh, interesting. You don't really need drugs. I'm a conspiracy guy my whole life, and I've had more legitimate discussions about conspiracies, maybe, I'm not going to say than any other podcaster, but I'll say I'm in the top group of podcasters that have entertained conspiracies, bringing people on, and I don't even consider them conspiracies, right? I brought people on that have written books in alternative history, that have looked at things, and when I come to a staggeringly different conclusion than the mainstream media, we've had documentary filmmakers, we've had ex-CIA agents, John Kiriakou, all of them on this show, okay? We've thought about this realm of life more than most people ever have. And it's crazy to watch people that had no idea about anything, that have no background, that have no experience with this thought, have their minds melted, as I've explained many times, and they're all wrong about everything, except they're right about the fundamental thing where it's like, well, the things are fucked up and people are lying to you. That's correct. But every tree, every route that it goes from there, it just, none of it's real. The COVID, in the beginning of that, they were like, it's fake. This is actually a disease that Trump released it because Hillary's was going to kill people. The one she released was going to kill people. Trump released this one because he needs it because it was a cover for a that was, again, it was on all the blogs. It's a cover for a military operation. It'd be 3 days of darkness, da-da-da. Nothing. I mean, none of it happened. 0, 0, 0 happened. And they're not dissuaded by any of it. And they're going, so it's like, that's why we that's why they should be made fun of, because they're stupid. Stupid people should be made fun of. Just like the same people that think Hillary Clinton cares about women should be made fun of, because they're dumb. And the reason you make fun of stupid people is because eventually they go away and their ideas are less potent. So when someone does something or says something that's stupid, you go, oh, you're an idiot. This is stupid. It's actually a nice thing to do for society. It's a good thing. It's a necessary thing to do, is when you go, actually, the earth is flat, the moon's a spaceship, Donald Trump Jr. never died, he's still alive, Princess Diana's alive, Michael Jackson's alive. When you start saying shit like that, you go, oh, you're a fucking lunatic and you're dumb. You're not even like, I guess the argument is that, yes, could they be dangerous or everything? Sure, but they're actually just dumb. And that's even, to me, it's like maddening. When someone is stupid, I mean, we were around someone recently that was so dumb, it bothered us. People can be so dumb that they make you angry. This is true. And you realize that anger doesn't work because they cannot help being dumb. It's not something that everyone can fix. Some people are dull. They're idiots. They don't have the capacity for critical thought. And when they're around you, if you are a smart person, just like fat people probably bother non-fat. I probably bother like really in shape people if I'm around them and they're not like, oh, why aren't we hiking up a 14,000 foot mountain right now? And I go, I don't know, we're going to do that? And they go, well, yeah, that's what we do. So I go, oh, all right. It's like hot people like other hot people because they do hot people shit. Like go out to be seen. When you're hot, you like to be seen. The whole point of being hot is for people to see you. So you don't have to, there's no reason sometimes hot people do things other than to be seen. People who are confused by that. They're confused why hot people go out to do not much. It's like because they're hot and they've worked on themselves, so they just want other people to look at them. In the same way that smart people, you ever around a dumb person while smart people talk, they don't understand why they're talking. They don't get it. because they're outside of it. They go, I don't understand why. Why would you discuss this thing? Or they're like, and this is even sadder, they like try to kind of follow along, and you could see the wheels in their little head moving, but they're stupid people. Stupid people are part of society. It helps if they're good looking. This really helps. If you're dumb out there, and many of you are, if you're dumb and ugly, you're fucked. Truly. Unless you have a real good skill. But if you're dumb and hot, if you're dumb and hot, don't try to get smarter, try to get hotter. Because there's so many people that are too dumb to really fully, and it's going to get worse. They're going to get dumber. So if you're a smart person, you actually have to go underground. And when you're out in the world with most people who are dumb, you have to just deal with it and kind of like nod and go, yeah. And you just have to kind of find other smart people. Somehow you identify another smart person, because it will eventually, you are the minority. If you're an intelligent person, you are the minority of minorities here. You are the smallest group of people on this planet right now, intelligent people. And they will be killed unless you can figure out a way to just get away. But dumb people and people that appeal to dumb people are going to have, the next 50 years is going to be a boon for the dumb who appeal to the dumb. No one will make more money. Nobody will get further than retards. The retard kings, the people that are slightly smarter than the rest of the monsters are going to do so. I'll be dead, and most people won't be here. We're on our way out in the next 30 to 40, 50 years, however much we have left. That being said, whatever is coming next, smart people are going to be in tech. They're going to be dealing with machines. Smart people are going to be dealing with mostly machines. People that are dealing with people are going to be idiots, but only slightly smarter than the people that they're dealing with, because it's going to help. So if you are an intelligent person, because dumb is everywhere. It's not just on one political faction. It's not in one part of the country. It's not just, people shit on the South a lot. It's not that. Everywhere. If you're watching Gutsy, you're an idiot. You're a dumb person. If you're watching Hillary Clinton and her daughter talk to a reverend about why Hillary stayed married, and you're watching it, well, it's interesting because, she's opening up for the first time. She's never opened up before about this. It's there. Come in here, honey. Come in here. You're dumb. I don't care that you have a fucking apartment in Cobble Hill and you graduated from NYU and you just learned how to make spaghetti vongole, which has clams in it. And you brought the clams at the farmer's market and white wine, little garlic, little oil. I don't care. You're dumb. It doesn't matter what the school you went to says. If you're watching Hillary Clinton talk to a reverend about her marriage on a show called Gutsy, you're an idiot. And if you're in a field watching Donald Trump Jr. introduce a jug band or whatever the fuck's going on there, you're dumb. And if you are listening to this show, you are not dumb. Congratulations. And if you're buying the products we sell, you are incredibly smart. And if you're on the Patreon, you are even smarter than that. You may be one of the smartest people in the world. But I'm surrounded by dumb people all the time. Ben is the least dumb person I can handle, and he's dumb.
Thank you.
But he's the least dumb that I can deal with on a day-to-day basis. He reads books. He's trying to better himself. He's so good. Truly. For someone who's dumb. But he's going to be smart. He's on his way. He's almost there. I see like there's every now and then the lights go on and then they shut right off. But then they go on and off and on and off. Intelligence is you're fully, I'm telling you. Lately I've been listening to a lot of podcasts out there, and you know why? Because I like information. You know what I've been listening to a lot?
What's that?
There's a few podcasts. It's called it's about it's when the women talk, but they're like free. Well, one reason it's been great to listen to because I use my Raycon wireless earbuds to do it. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips of the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. Raycons gave you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Raycons are priced just right. You get a quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. It's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 five-star reviews. 3 customizable sound profiles, earbud tap functions, noise isolation, awareness mode. Go to buyraycon.com/Tim today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tim. Score 15% off your order.
Buyraycon.com/Tim. We've been using these on the road. They've been
I
great.
use them every minute I'm alive. Sometimes I'm feeling sad and I don't know what to do. Sometimes I sit at home and I am feeling blue, and my therapist is too damn far away. It's BetterHelp. I call someone. BetterHelp. How many times people are, and it's, the way people act. Can you speak?
They need therapy.
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at.
This is just the truth. It's
well,
the reality.
It's the truth in the reality of time.
The way things are going now, people can't handle reality. So they need therapy to keep them grounded, to keep them healthy, keep your relationships and all the social fabric of your life.
Shut up. What are they doing if they need this therapy?
Well,
where are they going?
Well, can I talk about my personal experience with therapy real quick?
Please
with BetterHelp?
do.
So BetterHelp it's so much better because I hate leaving the house.
Yes.
You've known this about me forever.
Yeah, you're like a homebody.
Exactly. I'm a homebody. Most people are homebodies now. Most people work from home.
Most people live in constant state of fear.
Exactly. So if you're one of those people, which most people are, you're not alone in that. That's why with BetterHelp, you could do it right with the old computer or the phone. That's what's great about it. So that's why I like doing it rather than going to traffic and getting pissed off and finding parking with a therapist. This is much better. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp's a great option, I think. It's convenient.
I love it.
It's accessible, affordable.
It, to me, is my favorite.
It's my favorite, too.
I love it so much.
And it's entirely online.
You don't have to do anything.
No. You can get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists at any time. Well, can I tell you about a time I got stuck focusing on problems instead of solutions? And it could go...
That's every conversation I've ever had with you.
Well, can I tell you about how that situation might go with a different mindset?
Yeah.
It can be tough to train your brain to stay in like problem-solving mode when faced with like a challenge in your life,
No.
But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's no better feeling.
I'm fine.
You disagree with that?
I think it's fine.
Well, a therapist can help you become a better problem solver. And that's really what life's about. It's a series of problems that are never ending, and you have to use your words and your thoughts and your actions.
Life's about getting bitches.
Can I let the folks at home know the...
Yes, please.
Well, when you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there.
When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Go to BetterHelp.com.
Visit BetterHelp.com/TimD.
BetterHelp.com.
Visit BetterHelp.com/TimD today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/TimD.
I want to talk about this. Celebrities now are joining the special forces on a television show. This is what I mean. about who are these shows for? You think they're for smart people? This is a new show. What do we have? Tell the people what they've won.
So it's going to be on Fox.
Of course it is.
Yeah. It's called Special Forces.
Yeah.
It's six.
Yay.
Well, let me explain it real quick. So the network announced the ultimate celebrity social experiment. Special Forces: The Ultimate Test. It's a working title. So
yes.
It might not be final.
Okay.
It will premiere in January, and the series will put the celebrity recruits through some of the harshest, most grueling challenges.
If anyone's going to say that I look like a big pumpkin in the comments, just know that the person you really hate is yourself.
The series will put the celebrity recruits through some of the harshest, most grueling challenges from.
This is good. We take celebrities and we make them do challenges reserved usually for the special forces.
Yeah, it says it's from the actual special forces selection process.
Oh, good. Do we put them through Hell Week? Do they die?
There are no votes.
Do they learn how to drown?
There are no votes or eliminations. See the recruits and directing staff in the photos above and below.
Who's on the show?
We got 16 people.
Do we know any of them?
Former NFL player Danny Amendola.
Okay.
Melanie Brown of the Spice Girls.
Oh, boy.
A.K.A. Mel B.
Mel B.
Former Bachelorette Hannah Brown.
Okay.
Chef Tyler Florence.
I know, but who cares? Yeah, I know.
I think
Chef.
I know them.
I'm unimpressed by him. Doesn't he have a partnership with the Olive Garden?
I think so.
He's a skunk.
Television personality Kate Gosselin.
John and Kate plus 8.
Ah, yes.
They're not the rapists, right? Or are they?
That is 23 and counting or whatever.
Okay.
Or
Sorry.
how many it is.
I forget which family we profiled turned out to be the rapists.
The Duggars.
The Duggars.
Incestual, yeah.
Right. Incestual rapists that we watched for many years. Or some people did.
You have NBA player Dwight Howard. I know him.
Okay. He may do well.
Oh, singer Montel Jordan.
Okay. This is how we do it.
Free skier Gus Kenworthy.
It's amazing what people do to get back on top. And I get it because they're like, we're doing a challenge. It's called Special Forces. All their agents call them and go, listen, you people don't have anything going on. Yes or yes. And then they go, yeah. There's a new show where celebrities compete in challenges that are very tough and they're physically grueling. And it might be fun for you to just crawl around in the mud. And I think that's good.
There's a couple on here.
What they should do is let them, when they're done with this, do something like the real special forces would do. They should let Tyler Florence and Mel B or whoever the hell comes out on top parachute into a small village and kill a family. Because we have intelligence that says that the father is involved in an ISIS-related group that's trying to destabilize a region that we have economic interests in. So Mel B gets to parachute out of a helicopter and crawl on the ground and then kill an entire family of people by planting explosives. And then Tyler Florence is like, all right, let's do it. And they watch this. They light up this village, and this village burns to the ground. That's the finale of the show. Mel B from the Spice Girls has to cut, like she's got like this 10-year-old girl, and she's got a knife to her throat, and she tells the father, she goes, tell us what you know. And the father goes, I will not. And then she just cuts the daughter's throat, and the daughter bleeds out, and then Mel B throws her body. And it's like Special Forces. Do celebrities have what it takes to kill people? Do celebrities have what it takes to kill children?
By the way, I left the last two people are the best. You have Anthony Scaramucci, remember?
Yeah.
White House Communications
of course.
Director. And then you have Jamie Lynn Spears. So those are the two.
Does it hurt the Trump administration that many of the people that were in it are now appearing on shows like Special Forces? And then fuck Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah.
Rat bitch. My point only, folks, is that if you have anything going on intellectually, you better get ready for the next 30 to 50 years. You better get ready for the next 30 to 50 years. You must retreat. You're going to watch old movies. You're going to read books. You're going to kind of disengage. You might go get property outside. Just do your own thing, because the movements that are going to keep popping up are going to get stupider and stupider and dumber. And the symbols and the things that people embrace are going to get dumber and dumber, up until the point where it's full-on idiocracy. The movie, we may be there now, and, to be honest, we're going to eventually get there where everybody is really, really dumb. And it's never surprising. What's going to be surprising is how dumb wealthy people are, because wealthy people are going to be really, really terrified, because everybody's a social animal. Everybody conforms to a certain degree. So rich people are going to understand that in order to keep a lid on everything and in order to control the masses, they too are going to have to get really, really dumb and not articulate complex visions and ideas for society. They're going to have to dumb everything down to just stay a little bit ahead of this just blob of people. Ooh, it's coming. It's here.
Yeah, because I think this will probably work as a recruitment tool, which is probably the whole goal. What,
special forces?
Yeah, it's probably the whole goal. Right?
Nobody's going to be recruited. To do what?
I don't know. These go, I like Mel B. I see her, climbing into the helicopter. Maybe I'll become one of the guys that's over there in the Middle East, No, no, nothing works like that anymore. Nothing works like that anymore. Nobody's going to be recruited. Nobody really wants to join the military. This is the thing about the military. No one really wants to join it anymore. We just like that people are in it. Who's doing, some people, I guess certain people are joining it, but recruitment's dipped. Yeah, it's dipped. It's drones now. It's all from Vegas.
Listen, obviously we need people in the military, but I hook up with this guy from the military. He's like his 24-year-old dude. And here's the thing about him. He's, how do I describe him? He's like an inanimate object. He's like if you imagine sucking off a chair. Imagine sucking the leg of a chair until wood shavings came out. That's his head. He's so he has he's almost nonverbal. He's not medically, don't be oh, Tim Dillon's having sex with a retarded. He's in the military. He's clearly not retarded. But he's kind of nonverbal and is just so his job is to die. His job is to be a body to be thrown into a conflict which greater, wealthier men have planned. That is his job. His job is to bravely charge an ongoing, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know anything. He knows his little job, which I don't know what it even is. I don't know what he does. But the point is, and this is not, he doesn't listen to the show, but the point is that if he is listening to the show, this isn't offensive. I'm not being a dick. He's dull. If I said to you, describe a deck, a wood deck, which is a dull part of the house, right? It's planks of wood. It would be so much easier than to describe him. My teak deck that I have in the Hamptons, I could spend 40 minutes talking about teak wood and how it weathers and gets gray and the rain and everything. And the deck, I could not describe this guy for more than 8 seconds, 9 seconds, if I had to. I got him a burrito once and he went, "It's big." But that's who's in the military now. Because it doesn't make any sense to join the military, but we need you to do it, so please do it. If you're thinking about it, get in there. But most people, it doesn't make any sense because they start thinking about what they're going to do. So most people just go to Freedom Fest because you feel like you're in the military. That's fine. You can be fat. You can drive drunk, and you just go to Freedom Fest and you go, in America. And you don't actually have to do any sit-ups or go somewhere with food you don't understand. You don't have to go to a foreign country. Just go to Freedom Fest. Who wants to go to the military when you go to Freedom Fest? America. And you're like, just go to the field. Eric Trump. Just go see Eric Trump in a field. What life are you living? Imagine spending 1 minute of it watching Gutsy or seeing Eric Trump in a field. Well, you're both sides. That's what you do. You're a fence sitter. You go both sides. Yeah, they're both bad. You dumb fuck.
Yeah.
How dumb are you? Leave the country. I'm unimpressed by anyone who hasn't left the country permanently. I'm only impressed by people who've fled this country. Really. Like if I go to dinner with you and you go, I fled. I go, I'm impressed by you now. You've impressed me. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll go down with the ship. But I'm impressed only by people who fled the country. Permanently. Gone. Can't find them. That's who I'm impressed by. People go, yeah, fuck all that. But we'll be back in our studio. We'll be back in our studio next week. We're closing up the house out east. You know, it's the summer, and the summer has ended, and the summer ends, and the fall begins. And this is a brilliant thing. And I love the fall. The fall is probably one of my favorite seasons. What is your favorite season?
Probably summer.
And why? I mean, you hate swimming, you hate the beach. I mean, why do you even like summer, you freak?
I like the sun and
Shut up. It's sunny everywhere in that dirt shit patch you're from. It's never not sun. I like the fall. Because to me, it's beautiful, and you become conscious of time. Become conscious of time in the fall, and become every idiot that you have to suffer through, every moron, every person that steals a minute of your day with their nonsense, whether they're a friend, family, colleague, I don't care who it is. Be conscious of that this fall. Because, just be conscious of every minute where somebody's stealing your life with their insanity. And you go, I don't. If their insanity is amusing, I'm all for it. I've been friends with people. I've wasted hours and hours of my life listening to babbling psychopaths because they're entertaining. And I've told you many of what they've said, and it's funny. But if they're not entertaining, just, But it's a great season. October, Halloween. We've got a line of merch. I mean, is this the nicest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, by far. Yeah, top tier.
I have never seen clothing like this in my life. I'm not kidding. This isn't a joke. I've never seen clothing like this in my life. To me, it's so... It's epic, and it stays. It's amazing, and it can be worn in all seasons and all climates, which many clothes cannot be. It is not a particular style. It's timeless, and it has a feeling. No, yes, yeah, it is.
I'm imagining someone 100 years from now wearing it.
No, it actually would work.
Yeah,
it actually will work, and people will wear it 100 years from now, and they'll speak of these days. And people will go, what was it like then? And they'll go, it was a real knife fight out there, or so we were told. But it's really beautiful merch. And we are, going to be introducing this very shortly. And we're hoping that people enjoy it as much as we do, because you worked very hard. Now, you emailed the designer.
I did. A few times.
So to me, I don't want to understate his role in the operation and what we do. So many people dismiss you because they just look at what you do and go, what? But really the reality of it is that behind the scenes, you're doing so much. And one of the things you've done is send a 3 or 4 sentence email to the designer of this merch.
With the vision for the
merch that we both kind of came up with, right?
I think so.
Right?
You had one, I had one.
Right. And it's important to me that you buy the merch. It really is.
It is.
It is important that all of you listening buy the merch. And I don't want to hear nothing. Inflation's going down. The price of gas is going down. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear that your kid is sick. Your mother-in-law fell. The job's not what it used to be. The hours are getting crunched. The neighborhood's changing. The taxes are up. The water's brown. You got a pain in your lower back. I don't want to hear that you're vomiting and shitting more than you used to. That you wake up in the middle of the night shivering. I don't want to hear that you don't have anything to believe in and your kids hate you because you can't provide them with the style of life that their friends have. I don't want to hear that you can't get hard to fuck your wife because she's fat now because she's eating our poison food. I don't want to hear that you can only jerk off to women getting beaten on the internet because you resent your wife because she finished college and you didn't. I don't want to hear that you have 3 dogs and 2 of them need operations and you can't afford it and one of them's starting to smell. I don't want to hear that your father doesn't look you in the eye because he's ashamed of the man that you've become. I don't want to hear any of that. I want you to go buy this merch and I want you to wear it. And all those problems are fucking minuscule when you're supporting a podcast you like, that you enjoy, and people go, what is that? And you tell them, oh, it's a show I like. And they go, how's your wife? Go, let's talk about something that's beautiful. Let's talk about art. Let's talk about a couple of guys that sit in a room and do their hot takes every week that I like. I like it. It's my time. I sit in my car and I get high and I listen to it and I drink. And that bitch knows it's my time. She doesn't come out to see me. And if she did, man, I picture it. I picture her coming out on that front porch. I picture her going, stop listening to that fat fuck and raise your kids. And I said, I'll reverse right into that fat bitch. But she never comes outside because she's watching Gutsy. She's watching Hillary Clinton talk to a reverend about her very tough decision to stay married. And she's drinking wine in our back room and she can't even hear me. And I'm out there tinkering in the garage, fixing it, finding it out. And the kids, they run by and I go, what are you doing? And they go, oh man. And they pay me no mind. And they pay me no mind. And that's okay. That's okay because I got a podcast that I like. I got a podcast that I enjoy. I got 2 boys who talk the shit I like. I don't care what this family ends up doing. This family's not going to produce generations of wealth. It's not going to produce happy people. It will end. My kids may not have kids, and if they have kids, I worry even more about it. This will end. It will end in juvenile hall. It will end in small claims court. It will end in family court. It will end with addicts with 4 days of sobriety scraping the skin off their arms, trying not to fucking go to the 7-Eleven parking lot and buy another blue to just get them back to even. It'll end in a suburb of Schenectady, New York. It'll end in Schoharie County. It'll end in Albany in the back of a catering hall. It'll end bad. It'll end at a funeral we can't afford. It'll end going into the ground with a couple of bar buddies standing around checking their watches. It ends bad, but fuck it. I got a podcast today with a couple of boys that I like, and they're talking about Hillary Clinton on the internet. And don't kid yourself, that means something to me because my family hates me and I have no money and I wish I was dead every minute of every day. But today, I got a podcast to listen to and they just said there's merch. They actually just said there's gonna be merch. They said and my wife's going to fight about it because we have an emergency only account. Like the last time we used it is when my son was accused of rape. He didn't do it. He was dating a woman and she was taking liberties with the truth. And he was accused of rape and we had to bail him out. This is before the no bail law. But before the no bail law, we had to bail my son out who was accused of rape by his on-again, off-again girlfriend who said he came over the house and had his way with her. And he assured us that he had not done that, but we had to bail him out. And we used the emergency fund. The other time we used it is when my car broke down. My wife was using my car. She's a server at a local rest stop. And she had to fix the car with the emergency fund. We've reserved it for those types of things. Son's problems and the wife needing to get to work. But I swear to God, if I don't get that merch, if I don't support this guy, yes, he has 3 houses. He deserves 8. He deserves 8. And I'll tell that to my wife, my fat wife, when she looks at me and goes, do you think he needs more? You don't know what he needs. He's not like us. He's not like us. He was raised in a different time, in a different place. And this whore. This whore will look at me and she'll go, how dare you spend our fucking money on merch for this pig, this fat pig. And I'll say to her, you know what? That's it. This ain't working. And she's going to go, we don't have enough money for a divorce. I'm going to go, I'm not talking about a divorce. This ain't working anymore. None of it. The air, the water, the soil. I feel like I'm on an alien fucking planet. So I'm going to take my Tim Dillon Show hoodie and I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to listen to Freebird in my truck one more time. And then I'm going to blow my brains out and drench that hoodie in blood. And I'm going to have you and the kids find me, you ungrateful, grating, and horrible shrew. I'm going to have you and the kids find me. And the next day, like clockwork, they slept through the gunshot because they were all fucked up on their sleeping pills and their booze. But they walked outside. They didn't hear the old man. They didn't hear him tinkering in the garage. They didn't hear him. They didn't smell the morning cigarette. They just went up to the car and they saw the blood splattered all over the front seat. The old man was dead. But he was in his favorite merch. He was in the merch of his favorite podcast. And they buried him in it. And they fought with The Undertaker because you're not going to bury him in a bloody hoodie. You go, yes, we are. Bury him in that bloody hoodie. So my hope is that no matter where you are in your life, you buy this merchandise because it is important and it is beautiful. We put the time in. Ben emailed the designer. I was on the email as well. I don't really check the emails, but I'm on it as well. Even if you're going to kill yourself in front of your family, as I imagine many of you, I imagine 30% of the people who listen to the show are going to do exactly that. Probably before New Year's, quite frankly. I just hope that you do it in the Tim Dillon Show merchandise because it is beautiful. Because here's one thing. It's gutsy. You know who Hillary Clinton should have had on that show? Vince Foster's wife. I don't know if he was married. He probably was. We want to thank our friends at Gas Digital Studios. We want to thank, what's your name, the producer?
Francis, right?
Francis.
Yes.
We want to thank Francis. We want to thank all the moms and dads out there and all the families that are listening to this on their way to Freedom Fest. All the families out there in this great nation. You know, I'm humbled and inspired every day when I hear about the stories of the Medicare fraud and people that are taking advantage of others and people that are faking their own deaths. I'm so happy about it. I say to myself, you know, it's fucking, we're still fighting. We're still kicking. Mm-hmm. We're still kicking. And that's beautiful. But I think I've done a decent job selling the merch. And we're going to launch it soon, motherfuckers.
You can sign up at timdilloncomedy.com at the bottom.
How about you go and sign the fuck up at timdilloncomedy.com. You go sign up right now because I'll tell you right now, it's really beautiful. We should do a tour of like 4 cities in upstate New York and just call it like Hell on Earth. The Hell on Earth tour. Mm-hmm. And we just do like Binghamton, Buffalo.
Yes.
Schenectady. It might be fun to just do a week like right by Halloween.
Yes.
And call it the Hell on Earth tour.
That'd be great.
I think we might do that. There's nothing better than that area in the like Halloween. It's Halloween all year round. But
I like the Cheesecake Factory in Syracuse. I like those areas.
Yeah, we went to that, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good. All right, everybody. Stay focused.